Hello and welcome to the KBB Review podcast, and thank you for joining me once again for another very special episode in our Rising Star Focus mini-series. I'm George Dean, and I'm really excited to introduce you to our 6th Rising Star for the awards, Amy Hartland, the admin and showroom manager at Ashford Kitchens Interiors. And for those of you who didn't spend your time off listening to the previous 5 episodes in this series, each month we're taking the time to speak with one of our Rising Star finalists to find out just a little bit more about them ahead of this year's awards, which are taking place on March 2nd. And as a quick side note, tickets for that event are also available now at kbbreview.com/awards. And in just a few moments, you're going to hear from Amy. Now, if you're a regular KBB Review reader, you might remember that Ashford was actually crowned our Kitchen Retailer of the Year at last year's awards. And for those of you who have already seen our list of finalists, you'll know that they're up for another few this year. As I'm sure you no doubt know, there's a whole lot more that goes into being a successful showroom than simply making incredible designs. That's just the tip of the iceberg. And behind the scenes of any great business in this sector, there's people doing admin, marketing, sales management, technical work, organisation, and of course running the showroom itself. However, in Ashford's case, a lot of that work actually falls to Amy. And despite having all of that immense responsibility on her shoulders, she's still only 28 years old. So I'm really excited for you to get to hear what she's got to say. But as always, before we get to hear from her, I'd just like to take a quick second to thank our Rising Star sponsor, Blum. We've teamed up with Blum to once again cast a spotlight on this year's up-and-coming names in KBB retail, who really do deserve a bit more attention and awareness. As we all know, this sector has an incredibly bright future, but that future depends entirely on a steady stream of fresh talent coming in and making their mark on it. So of course, we're delighted to be working with Blum for another year to highlight our up-and-coming industry leaders. Right, that's more than enough talking from me. I know you're all really here to listen to Amy. I won't take it personally. Let's get right to it. Thank you so much for being here with me today, Amy. How are you doing?
Yeah, really good, thank you. Yeah, how are you?
Yeah, not too bad, thank you. We are delighted to have you as one of our Rising Stars for this year's awards. The thing that I always like to ask first, just to get the ball rolling, is how did you actually come to enter the industry?
Yes, got a little while ago now, but like, most young people, I was leaving education, didn't really know what I wanted to do. So just sort of found a job. It was sort of for a bigger company and soon sort of found out that wasn't really the right fit for me. And then I was at a friend's party and one of her friends was working for Ashford Kitchens and had to leave because they were moving further away, so couldn't do the commute. And she just really sold me on the people, with it being like a small independent family business, and said even though I didn't have the kind of background, that wouldn't matter. So I thought, I could really get on board with that. And got the job and have just really enjoyed doing it since.
So had your friend set the business up and told them about you as well?
Yeah. So she was looking for someone to take her role, and so we got talking. So she said to them, I've met someone, I think they could be good. And then, it was just like from there.
That's really interesting that you almost had that role recommended to you, because that's a really interesting way of coming into the industry.
Which is quite rare as well. So I think I got quite lucky with that.
So when you say about your previous job before that, which I know was a little while ago, was that still in the sort of design sector or with kitchens and bathrooms?
No, it was more sort of towards like customer service. So I was like in a call centre, that kind of thing. So I had like the customer side of things, which I knew I enjoyed. It's just, completely new to kitchens and bedrooms, all of that. So I had to pick that up from scratch.
A lot of your role, do you do any designing as well, or is it entirely showroom and admin?
Yeah, so it's entirely admin showroom. I pretty much do sort of all areas of the business apart from the actual designing, but I am sort of still involved with the design team and still help them, but just not with the actual designing.
But I suppose you're doing absolutely everything else, because the actual design work is the bit that customers see, but then you're the one basically running the show in the background, aren't you?
Yeah, that's it.
So with all of that in mind, what does an average day look like for you if such a thing was to exist? Because I know obviously your work remit is absolutely huge from what I've seen about your role.
Yes, it is. There's not really like a standard normal day for me. Every day is different, which I really enjoy. Keeps it nice and varied. But I'm definitely a morning person, so I like to come in early before sort of everyone else, get my bearings and check over messages, emails, the showroom, the calendar, just look at what's going to be happening that day, where my attention's needed, and then kind of take it from there. I mean, I've got a really good team that deal with the day-to-day stuff, for keeping on top of the showroom and customer queries. which is great. So I just make sure that they're all okay. And same with our project coordination team. If we've got a lot of installations coming up, they might need a hand with processing and checking orders, which again is something that I've done with my time here. So I can easily jump in and assist there. But the good thing is we're not sort of fighting fires on the day to day, which is nice. We've got good teams and people to manage everything. So I just kind of check that everyone's okay. And then I can focus on the bigger picture, checking our processes and systems, seeing where we can improve, what more we can do. And a good thing that I do as well that I get to enjoy is every couple of times a month, I'll go out to customers' homes, see the customers in their spaces, talk to them, get their feedback, and get the photos and video content as well from there. So I get to get out of the office, which is nice, and actually, get to speak to our customers about their experience, which is really useful.
Because again, I guess for a lot of customers, you're the touch point when they're not speaking to the designer, aren't you? Because you manage the showroom, you're the one they see, you're probably the most representative of the business, aren't you, to them? So your role must cover things like marketing and admin and sales and, like you said, lead chasing as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, sort of all areas I'm involved in some capacity.
Which is really interesting because I think all of our other rising stars this year are all predominantly designers, or they make kitchens or manufacture kitchens. But it's really interesting that, your role is really instrumental in propping up the whole business, isn't it, at Ashford?
Yeah, no, that's it. Yeah, it's obviously we've got a great design team that create all these lovely designs and get to sell them, which is the main part of the business. But I think everything goes into those smaller details, which is very much what I enjoy doing, is just looking at all the details and making sure that the customer's journey is good experiences that they can get really from the very beginning, from when they're getting our advert to the very end where they're all finished.
Yeah, I think you actually hit the nail on the head there where you said it's all about the little details, isn't it? Because that's the stuff that people remember. And I guess especially with a business like Ashford, that most people who are readers of our magazine know won one of our awards last year, clearly a very high profile retailer, clearly know what they're doing, but that's made up of all those little details, isn't it? Like that.
Exactly, yeah. It's everything. You can't really just focus on one area. It really is all those little things that make it.
Now, actually, totally changing the subject, I do actually want to focus on one area because Stephen Flower, who sent in your submission, said that one of the things you've done that makes you a really good candidate for a rising star this year is that you've basically developed a whole new lead chasing system for Ashford. Is that true?
Yeah, so obviously we do a lot of time and resource with our marketing, which is great. But on the back of that, we get a higher volume of inquiries. So we just needed a system to better handle that. So I helped with creating sort of a bespoke software for us to easily manage that, which has been really great because we can do a mixture of the automated chasing as well as our personal messages and phone calls. It's a good balance, I think, of that, which helps then. There's again with the customers, they get a response straight away to let them know we've got it, and we're going to get back to them, and then we call them, and it just makes things just a lot easier to manage.
So did you have like a background in software design? Because that's a really unique thing to just pull out of somewhere, isn't it? You've created a whole software system.
So the software itself I didn't necessarily create. We have a marketing team that had the connection to be able to do that sort of technical side of it. I was also sort of part of this is what we need from it, basically, and then gave it over to them.
Right, okay. Because when you said that, I was picturing you part of MI5 as well, having all these skills, and then you're also like a software developer, master hacker.
Oh, I wish. Yeah, no, I'd love to go through that, but I think that's way beyond my expertise.
I was going to say, there's only so many hours in the day, aren't there? And something else I really liked about your entry was that apparently you've also been really involved with the marketing of the showroom. And I know that you've said that obviously there's a whole marketing team as well, but could you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so like I said previously, sort of involved in all areas, and the marketing one is one that I really enjoy. Just sort of making sure that our website's always up to date and that it's user friendly. So again, I just kind of get into that customer mindset of is the customer going to be able to use this website and get to the information they want, as well as obviously having all of the sort of SEO parts of it as well that you need. And then with our social media as well, that's sort of been a big journey for me with Ashford, because I kind of started that when I joined and took that under my wing as such, and have been growing our following and content since. And so that's something that I'm really proud of from my time here so far.
Because again, you started, I think it was about 8 years ago now, wasn't it?
Yeah, just about 7 years ago. So not 20 when I started.
But that's a lot of time that you must have spent honing sort of that marketing message for Ashford as well.
Yeah, exactly. There definitely was a lot different back when I first started. But again, it just tied into the smaller details again. It's as great as like our marketing can be, there's no point in having that if when the customer then comes to the showroom and the showroom's a mess or we're missing samples or there's not someone then that can follow up on their inquiry. So I kind of just make sure that everything is as it should be.
Somehow, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Just maintaining the standard as much as you can do, really.
It's interesting there you mentioning Ashford's website as well, because one of the things that I really like whenever people mention is this idea now that, especially as time goes on, is that your website, people have said, is a bit like your online shop window, like your showroom.
Exactly.
So that's got to be kept just as pristine, just as up to date as you would samples in a physical showroom, and keeping that tidy. So it's almost like your job is never ending, is it? Because like you said, you've got to be managing the actual showroom, then you've got to be doing the social media, then you've got the website, and then everything else you've got to do as well.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, it keeps me busy, which is good, but I really enjoy it.
And something else I was really interested in finding out about you is, I know Ashford obviously seems like a really great business to work at. And again, I always see pictures of everyone smiling and looking happy. I think you guys had a really nice summer party, didn't you, over the summer?
Yeah, we did.
To celebrate that anniversary that you guys had?
Yes. Yeah, it was 40 years. So yeah, we had a nice big celebration.
So how would you say it's been for you to develop your skills at that business? Because obviously you've come in, 7 years ago now, like you said, not really knowing anything about this sector, and you've managed to progress, haven't you, from, I think it was like a showroom assistant role to be the showroom manager. So clearly, you're learning a lot while you're there, but would you say it's been a particularly good business for you to basically be starting your career in this industry?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, 100%. It's, again, they're down to sort of Steve and Grace, the owners, just they're very supportive and like to, promote sort of within as well. So they give you all the needs that you can, progress and all the training. And I was very much just like to get stuck in. So wherever I could, I'd be like, oh, can I help with that? Can you tell me more about that? Like when I first started, I was, again, probably a bit shyer than I am now. Built my confidence and, didn't know what a cornice or a pelmet was. But, now I say all these things and my friends and family are like, what are you on about?
What is that? Yeah.
My normal jargon now. But yeah, no, it's been good to just be able to have that confidence from them to just grow and build on it.
Because I always think in a client-facing role like what you must have all the time, that's half the battle, isn't it? Like half of it is the technical knowledge and making sure everything's running on time. But then I also think half of it is just feeling confident enough to talk to people and not feel like you're a fraud, if you know what I mean.
No, exactly. That's it. Yeah, because definitely when I started, when I tell like the advisors that we have now, you may not know all the technical things or that, but it's mainly just selling them on us. Which is kind of the easy part, is just making them know that we're just normal, like, genuine people that are here to help. It's not try not to be a scary thing.
And then the last thing I wanted to ask you about was, obviously you seem really settled there and you've clearly carved out a really good career for yourself. You've learned a lot. But where do you see yourself maybe in 5 years down the track?
Good question. It's interesting. I definitely will still be doing what I'm doing. I really enjoy it. So it's probably just seeing what's in store in the next 5 years, what changes, seeing what
Which
else
no one ever knows, do they?
No,
If you look back at where we were 5 years ago.
No, and there's talks of potentially opening a third showroom. So, that will be an exciting challenge if we do, get stuck into that, and just something else to...
As if you needed any more to do.
Yeah, no, that's true.
I look forward to seeing it if that's what happens, and otherwise it'd be really exciting to see where you go next.
Yeah, me too, yeah.
All that's left to say now is good luck for the awards later on this year in March, and it'll be good to see you on the night.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, look forward to it.
Oh, thank you so much for your time today.
Yeah, you too. Good to meet you.